Good evening, and welcome to Daily Top Bulletin, bringing you the top 10 current affairs headlines in the most simple, clear, and exam-focused format for UPSC and competitive exams. Every headline is carefully selected to keep your preparation ahead of the competition. Let's begin with today's top 10 news.
7th July, 2026. Top 10 current affairs headlines. India, 7th July, 2026. 1. India and Indonesia elevate comprehensive strategic partnership during PM's state visit. What happened? Prime Minister Narendra Modi undertook a landmark state visit to Indonesia from July 6-8, 2026, holding extensive bilateral talks with Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto in Jakarta to significantly scale up maritime, political, and defense cooperation. Key facts to remember. Prambanan restoration. The two leaders jointly inaugurated the initiation of restoration and conservation works at the UNESCO World Heritage Site Prambanan Temple compounds in Yogyakarta. Bintang Adipurna Award. Prime Minister Modi was conferred with the Bintang Adipurna, Star of Sakti, of the Republic of Indonesia, which is the highest civilian award of Indonesia. Geopolitical alignment. The talks focused on defense, critical minerals, supply chains, and reinforcing security cooperation in the crucial Indo-Pacific Maritime Corridor. 2. Defense Acquisition Council approves 52,000 crore procurement proposals. What happened? The Defense Acquisition Council, DAC, chaired by Union Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, granted acceptance of necessity, AUN, for diverse capital acquisition proposals for the Indian Armed Forces worth approximately 52,000 crore. Key facts to remember. DAC mandate. The DAC is the highest decision-making body in the Ministry of Defense for capital procurement for the Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force. Focus. The approved packages heavily leverage the Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat paradigms, focusing on enhancing domestic capability in manufacturing advanced radar systems, armored combat elements, and ammunition. 3 p.m. inaugurates India's new semiconductor OSAT facility in Gujarat. What happened? Prime Minister Narendra Modi officially inaugurated the CG Semi-Outsourced Semiconductor Assembly and Test OSAT facility in Sanand, Gujarat, developed under the aegis of the India Semiconductor Mission ISM. Key facts to remember. Financial layout. The facility has been set up with an investment of 7,500 crore to advance domestic chip packaging capacities. OSAT ecosystem. Outsource semiconductor assembly and test, OSAT. Facilities are critical links in the semiconductor value chain, responsible for inspecting, packaging, and testing silicon chips before global commercial usage. This marks a massive leap from relying exclusively on imported assembly architectures. 4. FDA approves vepdegestrant, pioneering a major shift in cancer therapy. What happened? Global healthcare regulators recognized a major pharmacological breakthrough with the official clinical approval of vepdegestrant, marking a paradigm shift in advanced oncology treatment models. Key facts to remember. PROTAC mechanism. Vepdegestrant is a first-of-its-kind oral PROTAC, proteolysis targeting chimeras, protein degrader. Unlike traditional inhibitors that merely block malicious proteins, PROTAC therapeutics hijack the cell's natural recycling system, the ubiquitin proteasome system, to selectively flag, bind, and entirely destroy disease-causing estrogen receptors in advanced breast cancer cases. 5. Himalayan pangolin officially designated as a distinct species. What happened? Evolutionary biologists and wildlife taxonomists officially published genetics data confirming the Himalayan pangolin as a genetically distinct species, separating it from adjacent regional variants and redefining its conservation blueprint. Key facts to remember. Ecological status. Pangolins are heavily poached mammals due to illegal trafficking for their keratin scales and meat. All pangolin species are listed under CITES Appendix I, prohibiting commercial international trade. Conservation impact. The classification assists environmental agencies in optimizing species-specific anti-poaching protocols and custom habitat preservation mechanisms across the Himalayan subtopography. 6. Indigenous stealth frigate, INS Mahendragiri, scheduled for commissioning. What happened? The Indian Navy announced that INS Mahendragiri, an advanced indigenous stealth frigate, is scheduled to be formally commissioned into active military service on July 11, 2026. Key facts to remember. Project 17A. INS Mahendragiri is built under the Navy's Project 17A frigates program, which utilizes advanced radar-evading stealth signatures, specialized indigenous steel, and state-of-the-art weapons integration. Geopolitical value. The ship's induction reinforces India's maritime dominance as a net security provider in the Indian Ocean region, IOR. 7. BRICS heads of anti-drug agencies convene meeting in Guwahati. What happened? Under India's BRICS chairship 2026, the BRICS heads of anti-drug agencies meeting was held from July 6-7, 2026, in Guwahati, Assam, to tackle transnational narcotics syndicates and darknet-based drug trafficking. Key facts to remember. Nodal agency. The Narcotics Control Bureau, NCB, served as the host coordinator for India. Agenda. The summit heavily emphasized sharing maritime intelligence to choke active synthetic drug routes and monitoring illicit crypto transactions used to finance cross-border narcoterrorism. 8. India participates in the inaugural UN Global Dialogue on AI governance. What happened? India officially sent a high-level delegation to Geneva to participate in the inaugural UN Global Dialogue on Artificial Intelligence, AI governance, to advocate for equitable tech regulations. Key facts to remember. Global South perspective. India strongly championed a Global South-led AI governance model, emphasizing that international frameworks must protect digital inclusion and linguistic diversity rather than letting Western tech monopolies dictate standards. Sarvam language models. India showcased its domestic capabilities, highlighting the rollout of advanced indigenous AI models trained on Indic regional languages to boost public welfare service delivery. 9. Vice President briefed on Kapa's Kanti mission for cotton productivity. What happened? The Vice President of India received a comprehensive progress briefing on the mission for cotton productivity, Kapa's Kanti, a targeted agricultural intervention scheme engineered to maximize the yields of Indian cotton farmers. Key facts to remember. Core objective. The mission deploys high-density planting systems, HDPS, advanced biotechnology-driven seed distribution, and precision agronomy to scale India's position as a premier global exporter of premium extra-long staple, ELS, cotton. It converges the efforts of the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare and the Ministry of Textiles to increase grassroots farm income. 10. DARPG organizes 29th National Conference on E-Governance in Jaipur. What happened? The Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, DARPG, in collaboration with MateY and the Government of Rajasthan, successfully organized the 29th National Conference on E-Governance, NCG, in Jaipur. Key facts to remember. Theme context. The Apex Governance Conference was aimed at leveraging next-gen enterprise structures, secure localized cloud stacks, and AI data systems to advance public delivery mechanism transparently. This lines up with India's long-term developmental blueprint of Viksit Bharat at 2047, honoring states that lead digital citizen-centric service integration.
Thank you for tuning in to Daily Top Bulletin. Stay updated, stay prepared, and stay ahead in your UPSC and competitive exam journey. We'll be back tomorrow with another set of the day's most important current affairs headlines. Until then, keep learning and keep growing. Good night, and see you in the next bulletin.